Welcome to PBKC Streaming Live.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go!
Here's what happened on our previous shows. We're streaming live in West Palm Beach, Florida.
And welcome everybody and good evening. Thank you for joining us right here on Twitch TV and YouTube.com, broadcasting live from PBKC in beautiful West Palm Beach, Florida. Located at 1111 North Congress Avenue, across the street from Palm Beach International Airport. I'm Matt Fagan, and with me is the lovely and talented Miss Brittany. And we are bringing you the final table of our Saturday bounty tournament. I understand there's just over 12,000 in our prize pool, so we're gonna get right to the table as the players have received their instructions and the first hand is underway. Let's take you around the table and introduce everybody. In seat one, we have Joseph from Lake Worth. His nickname is Joe. His hobbies are poker. What a surprise. His occupation is an analyst, and his largest poker score is $1,700. He would like to add, hi, Francine, Kayla, and Aaron.
In seat two, we have Brian from Boynton Beach. His hobbies are folding. His occupation is calling. His favorite quote is, poker is fun.
Oh, yes. Yes, it is. In seat three, we've got Ty from Boynton Beach. And he's not in a sharing mood. That's all we got on Ty. So let's move on.
Seat four, we have Steven, and he'd like to say hello to his wife, Michelle.
Oh, that's sweet. In seat five, we've got Patty from Palm Beach. Her nickname is Patty. Her hobbies include poker, and she is a retired real estate broker. Her largest poker score is a $10,000 main event seat. Wow, that's nice. Favorite quote is, I'm just here for the food. Mini shout out for the Paddock Restaurant. She'd like to say hello to Fortune, Carol, and Robbie.
In seat six, we have Brian, the better one.
The better one.
From Wellington. His largest poker score was $39K. His favorite quote is, there's never a bad hand, only bad flops. He'd like to say hello to his awesome wife, Janet, Val, Kat, and Jake.
Wow. I feel like you're really pulling the heavy load here, Miss Brittany, because in seat 8 we have Mike. And that's all I have for him.
Mike. Okay. In seat 9, I have Chad from Wellington.
I apologize. In seat 7 we have Mike. Oh, wait, they actually used the right numbers. No. Forget I said anything. In seat 9, who do we have, Ms. Brittany?
Chad from Wellington. His occupation is sales. His largest poker score was $10,000, and he wants to give a shout out to his wife and kids, Lauren, Marissa, and Megan.
Nice, nice. And finally, in seat 10, we've got Freddie from Delray Beach. His hobbies include singing, and he is a general contractor with the largest poker score win of $72K. Wow. His favorite quote is, what would Jesus do? Asked if he'd like anything else to add. Simply, nope. All right. So, and here we have our first payouts. And we're back. So now that you've seen the payouts, a prize pool of over 12,000, and how it's going to be divided up among these top 8 players. Is that 8 or 9? Or is that a graphic snafu?
Player got eliminated.
And that would be
Mike.
Mike. Not Mike.
Mike,
it would
not
appear that the wool has been pulled over our eyes over here at the PBKC, as seat 8 was really named Dave, not Mike. And apparently he picked a bad spot to bluff as well, his hand, and not just his name. So he will be moving home, or going home tonight, with 9th place money. I believe that was 400 And change 400. Yeah, when the payouts come back, we'll be able to see for sure.
Look at Patty with all those chips.
Yes, and Patty. It looks like it's been her well, not night, but it's night now. But
It's been her day.
the day. It's definitely been Patty's day leading up to this point. Show everybody a piece of what a lovely evening here it is in West Palm Beach, and this very lovely evening weather, and not a green screen at all. So I don't want anybody
No
thinking
green
that.
screen.
Yeah, no. This is what PBKC looks like in the background all the time, even in the middle of the day, which is weird. Okay, how did a Chad get involved? Chad he's going all in with that king queen offsuit. He likes it. Freddie not ready for that K tray off. And I shall tell you about our exciting development here for this evening, just as soon as we're out of this hand. Brian, the not better one, did make a good play. He's not going to risk that on Jack 10 suited.
Wasn't Brian supposed to get a haircut if he won one of the tournaments? And I believe he did win.
Huh. What? But was it that Brian or the better one?
It was that Brian.
It
Not
was
the
that
better
Brian,
one.
not the better
Yeah.
one. Well, okay. I'll see if I can get our floater to get us some information on that, if that's possible. Possible Welsh bet on a haircut from not the better Brian, the one in seat 2. But I'm sorry? Oh, okay. So it's not quite a Welsh bet. There's some sort of haircut debt with a work conflict. So we'll have to get some resolution on that later, but not tonight.
We'll just keep bugging him about it.
Joseph with the Kennel Club hand. He's not going to play it, and we do have the rule here on our stream. If you do not play the Kennel Club hand, well, you don't have to, but you will be subject to ridicule. So seat 1, be on the lookout for that if you're watching the show later on. Meanwhile, in seat 3, Ty is going all in with pocket 10s. Patty with an AJ suited. I mean,
I like it, Patty.
She has chips to call. A sizable lead on her competitors, but speaking from personal experience, when I was out at the WSOP, having the chip lead at the table, well,
Doesn't mean anything.
that it's not a lock. As I went from chip leader at my table to busted in about a 45-minute span. The river was not my friend. But Patty's gonna, wow, looks like she's gonna raise just to get the riffraff out.
Oh, Ty went all in.
So we got 10s versus AJ suited. A classic battle. And to the flop they go. And no help for
10s
either
are still
player. There's a jack, and Ty needs a 10 and a 10 only, and he does not get it. Patty wins. Flawless victory. Brutality.
I live through Patty.
And just like that, I believe we are now down to 7th. So here are the payouts again. Mike, who is actually not Mike, went out in 9th for $410, and now Ty with $477. And
Good
we
job,
have
guys.
3 players below 20 big blinds, Joseph, Chad, and Steven, in what we affectionately like to call the danger zone. Oh, yes, I promised an exciting development. Oh, yes. So today will be, how many is this? The second? This is the second out of 10 giveaways we are doing right here. I'll show you a look at here for Mixing It Up Volume 1, Getting Started with Horse, written by Chris Wallace with Michael and Robert Mazzacci. And we will be giving that book away here 2 nights before the end of this very program. To be eligible to win, all you have to do is come into the chat, hang out with us, talk with us, and one of you guys is going home with that very poker book. Or more accurately, it'll be shipped to you. You won't actually be going home with it. It'll come to you. And let's get a look at it. NL Tony D and Toes 4224 has jumped in, as has a pimp named Hawk. And Brian with trying to decide if he likes his 6'5" enough to play that draw.
The better
Doesn't.
Brian says no.
No, that's why he's better Brian. He
Yeah.
knows not to play those types of hands. One John Doe says, I can't even spell horse, so this may be exactly what I need. Well, you don't need to spell good to play horse good. You do have to know that in the Omaha part, 2 hole cards. I learned that painful lesson my first day of playing.
That you have to use 2 whole cards?
Yes.
So I could just imagine what you were doing.
I was dealt trip 7s, and I thought you could play any of them, like it was all, to make your 5 best card hands. So, very first hand, never played Omaha before. I thought it was just hold 'em with extra hole cards. And I had 3 7s, and I flopped a 7. So I bet strong like it's the nuts, and
You could only use
the whole
2.
table was laughing at me. The dealer was trying, very professional, tried not to laugh at me. He was like, sir, you have 3 of a kind? And I'm like, no, I have quads, look. Just making it worse. It's like, no, you have 3 of a kind because you can only play 2 cards, and that player has a straight, so you lose.
Oh, man.
That was a $300 lesson in Omaha. Tuition's expensive in that school.
Yep. Oh, Patty with
Patty,
queens.
lady with ladies.
I love when the ladies
And she's like,
are in.
come get it, boys. Ooh. They all fold all the way around. Also folds. Well, Miss Patty's milkshake, don't bring these boys to the yard. A pimp named Hawk says, a wise man taught me that in order to win tournaments, you need to win all your all-ins. But where does he know? Well, all-in always works. It works every time,
Yeah.
except the last time. All right, at 48K, Steven is in the most danger, especially with the blinds being 3K, 6K with a 6K big blind Annie. So it's your turn to post. It's 12K, and that's 25% of his stack. So Steve's going to have to do something. And right as I say that, looks down at 10-4 offsuit. Stu has requested payouts, and Stream Elements gave him, well, not the right answer. As there's about 12, just shy of 13,000, over 12,000 in our prize pool. And Stream Elements has first prize is $33,000. Wow. Impressive. So clearly that's
I want to win that kind of
not
money.
accurate. But they are putting the payouts up on the graphics, the accurate payout information, every couple of hands or so. So if you just stick around, you'll get a look at all the payouts. So we started with 9. We lost 2 pretty quickly.
We did.
Thinking we might be home in time for The Simpsons.
The Simpsons.
I'm kidding. Nobody watches live TV anymore. Everybody streams everything.
You can stream The Simpsons, so.
Yeah, you can.
I said you can.
Oh, yeah, I thought you said you couldn't. I'm like, what?
Had
I'm like, what shenanigans are these? Speaking of shenanigans, Patty's going to play along with pocket 3s. Because she can. Right. Well, she doesn't have all the chips. Yet.
I
But
love
wow.
seeing women at final table.
And to the flop we go. And wow. Brian gets the best of that with his king.
The better Brian.
Yeah, the better Brian has the best hand
Right?
right now. But
Oh, no,
Freddie's
it's
got a
not the
heck of a
better Brian.
flush draw. Patty's like, you know what? I didn't get these chips by playing foolishly, so I'm going to get out.
Good job, Patty.
8 outs for Freddie. And this bet Brian would have to be all in to call this, to play that draw. He is in the danger zone. It's not quite as low as Steve. The not better Brian. I'm not sure he should be made to cut his hair, because I'm getting like some blonde Jaromir Jagr vibes off of that glorious mullet he's got. So.
Well, he said cut, so I don't know if that means like a trim or like, you know. But he said if he won the tournament, he was going to cut his hair.
I don't know. I've only met 2 human beings in my entire life that could pull off the mullet, and one of them is fictitious. Joe Dirt and Jaromir Jagr. That's it. Nobody else can pull it off. Now. All right, so, well, this is the best hand Steven has seen thus far in this short stream we have. Ace-6 suited. It's not great, but he's under the gun. And, well, he's going to think better of it. Perhaps his spidey sense was tingling, because Patty right behind him raised it to 18K. With Queen-Jack suited. So not better Brian and his glorious mullet is going to play along with Ace-7 suited and flops an ace, but it's not all good news, as Patty has a monstrous flush draw. And, well, Brian's not folding 2-pair on that flop ever. To the turn we go. It's an ooh, no, ooh. Now that is
Patty.
A great card for Brian, lousy card for Patty. Luckily, the river is worthless, and she's able to get away from it. Brian hits a full house on the turn. 9's full of aces. Pim Ning, I went as Joe Dirt for Halloween in 5th grade. Wow. In 01 and 02. Way to make me feel old there, Pimp. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Weren't you just saying you were old earlier, though?
No. I said I felt old.
Oh.
Difference. Okay. Patty with the suited clubs again. King 10 this time. Ready with 3s. No, I say I felt old because, well, Tony was in 5th grade, so that doesn't make him feel old. But I was in my junior year at FAU in 01, 02, so yeah, I feel old.
Well, this will be an interesting flop if it comes out all clubs.
Yep, Brian with Ace-7 clubs, Patty with King 10 of clubs. Freddie and Steven also have a club. No clubs on the flop. Shocker, I know. And Freddie bets with, well, not the worst hand, just not much of a chance to win hand. Turn comes a deuce. So both players with 2-pair, but Brian way ahead. Freddie needs to spike a 3 here, and, well, that's not a 3. That's a 10.
As Steph would say, bink.
Yep. Actually, Steph would love that flop.
She would.
Because she thinks pocket deuces are like the greatest hand in the universe.
You know we have to mention her every stream.
No, only when there's deuces.
No, always. We love Steph.
We do?
We do.
Oh. Well. Miss Brittany says we do, so we do, I guess. Actually, no, Steffi's great. And she's a fellow Panther fan. And she doesn't root for the frickin' Lightning.
Let's see Patty's monster this hand.
Well, we don't get to see it yet. 8-5 and Ace-7. No, thanks, Freddie. With 8-3. Ugh. Why the Hollywoodie, Freddie? You know you're not going to play 8-3. Just throw it away. It's not quite clear what Brian's going to do. Oh, now it's a little clearer. And Steven's got to do something here. Just lost out on his big blind. Now he's got a small blind in there. He's just going to get bled to death at this rate. So he's like, all right, play that queen 6. Oh, knee two, stomach noose. Steven was unsure about wanting to play that, but then flops a devil and turns a boat. And Patty with absolutely nothing. I can't see her calling with ace high. Say, I appreciate your short stack situation, my friend, but I can't really help you. Oh, yes. NL Tony D is, what was that word again? He's bringing a raid to PBKC next month?
A raid?
Am I saying that correctly, Tony? Because I want to make sure I get it right, you know, in case I have to deal to you guys. I don't want to make him mad. Oh, ooh, wow. He said I didn't say that right at all. Yeah, I'm in trouble. Brian with 10-4, good buddy. Actually thought about playing it for a second. I'm not sure why. And king 3 suited and that chip stack. Of course, Patty's going to play. And we are quite thankful for that, Mr. NL Tony D. And please do that more in the future. Meanwhile, back to the action. Patty has a mean flush draw. Turn card is a 9 of hearts. Miss Patty needs a K, a tray, or a diamond.
10 out.
She doesn't even have it yet, and she's already firing. Okay, Brian has the better hand with ace high. Turn river card is a 7, so a pair of 7s with an ace kicker. And Patty, showing no fear, instantly bets into that. All Brian has is ace high and respects the bet and the stack.
Good job,
And
Patty.
lets it go.
New dealer in.
I almost announced double board bomb pot because of the new dealer. Whoops. I've been doing the cash game too long. A new dealer means, well, we get to look at the back of a different head for the next half hour or so. And that's all. And we don't show favoritism to certain dealers or not certain dealers, but where's Ashley the Destroyer, I wonder, right now tonight? Probably downstairs dealing cash.
I like all of our dealers.
Well, Ashley can wreck a final table in about 45 minutes.
Yeah.
She's like, what shop? I said, you guys ain't even going to get through my down. I'm going to crush all of you. Somebody's going to win by accident. Pimp named Hawk says some of the dealers need the grind crew hats to wear backwards while dealing. Well, gonna have to talk to management about that. See if they'd be amenable to slight uniform deviations for while you're here. But I mean, it is a hat, you know. Can't promise nothing, but it sounds pretty harmless.
Chad is all in with
Chad with Jack 10 for 75K. And Brian, not the better one, has suited connectors, so he'll give it a spin. Chad is favored with the higher cards. And then that happens. So Chad's even bigger favorite now. Queen on the turn, a 7 or 8 on the river is all that'll save Brian, and he doesn't get it. So Chad with 10s and ducks will double up. And he doesn't have to extinguish his torch and leave the island just yet. Is that show still on? It was on when I first got to FAU in 2000. All right, Brian, the not better one, with the Kennel Club hand, and we're going to mock you again. I take back what I said about the mullet. You did not. You did not
say
play
Brian with the hair?
Brian. No, Brian, not the better one. I
Okay.
think you nailed it the first time, so we're going to stick with that. I'm not sure why I take it so personal when they don't play the Kennel Club hand. It's not quite as upsetting as it is to Ernest, because, you know, I've done shows with him. He will legit get mad. Like, how dare you, sir? I mean, I'd play K9. Brian with the nut flush draw and the top pair. How do you not win? I mean, like I said, if I could play here, which I can't, I'd play K9.
Oh, if I could play here,
I mean,
I'd have so much fun.
I wouldn't play it every time, but, you know, I'd play it on the stream because I wouldn't want, you know, Mikey B and Ernest to make fun of me. They'd be like, look at that awesome player playing the Kennel Club hand. He must have, like, ice water in his veins, man. He's up against pocket aces, pocket jacks, and all kinds of suited. He's so dead.
8-4. He folded my hand.
I'm sorry. What was your hand?
8-4.
And where do you play again?
Why, you want to try to take my money?
I don't think I'll have to try very hard if you think 8-4 is good. Freddie with 9 says, enough of these calling and limping shenanigans. Let's play for the real dough. And Joe's like, nah, I'm good. Uh-oh. Something tells me I'm about to get schooled.
You're not going to get schooled.
She's digging into the purse, guys. And this is one of those black hole purses where you could legit get lost forever if you, like, fell in the wrong way. Oh, wow. No, we have to get that on the stream. Here we go. Hang on. Let me just bring up the little window. Show everybody what you just showed me.
It's my card protector.
Those are your cards. Right. They're
They
not?
can't be suited.
Oh, wow. I thought it was 8-4 spades. I thought they were suited.
No. They have to be unsuited. Duh. The worse, the better.
Yeah, those are pretty worse. Yeah, Mikey wants to know where she plays, too. I mean, my poker schedule is pretty open this time of year. During the hockey season, it's pretty much on the way home after the hockey game.
That's when I play is during hockey.
Because it's just so convenient to swing in on my way home from the from the arena, swing in and play some cards. I'm legit afraid of that purse. Don't bring that out again. Gives me anxiety.
Gives you anxiety?
I'm afraid I'm going to fall in.
Oh, man.
No one will ever hear from me again.
Ooh, Queen 10 suited.
Definitely.
Jack 9
Ooh,
suited.
Jack 9 suited. No straight flush for you guys.
Nope. Steven's all in.
So Steven's all in. He's got to do something. He's so low stacked. He's got ace rag, ace 5 against Patty's ace deuce, and just those chips. I would not be shocked to see a deuce here. I guess I can't bend time like Mikey B. If he was sitting next to me, or if he was sitting next to Miss Brittany, there so would have been a deuce there. Oh, and the ace rags go runner, runner for Broadway. So Miss Patty's going to try to get a little side pot action.
Think Freddie's going to give it to her?
Well, we have to change his name to X if he does, because X is going to give it to you. All kidding aside, he does have a straight to the king. He probably knows he's dead to an ace, but it's tough to lay a straight down. It's very tough.
See, I have a nice purse. You see that?
I didn't say it wasn't nice. I'm just saying it gives me anxiety, man. All right, so the side pot, Miss Patty's going to take it down with the higher straight. And for the main, they both have an ace, so run, go, get to the chopper. That's That's right. Miss Brittany's never done a show with me. She's like, hang on, wait, don't move, don't. No, she's laughing. I wanted to catch her face like candid camera. She looked at me like sideways, like legit afraid. Like, is this happening? Is this real life? Oh yeah, it's real life. Yeah, I know.
I pinch myself sometimes to see if I'm really here.
All right, here's our updated chip counts, and Steven has chipped up a little bit. Now Joe is the bubble. Well, not the bubble, but the lowest stack at the table.
7 big blinds left.
Yep.
Thank you, Mom, for saying I have a nice purse, by the way.
It just, doesn't really have 7 big blinds because our graphics don't take into account the big blind ante. So Joe really has 3.5 big blinds.
Oh, okay.
Because it just counts the big blind amount, not the ante. So no matter how many big blinds it says you actually have half that. Well, Stevie B67, that's a nice idea. It might be something viable for our cash game. Not sure how we could work that into a tournament, though. But I'll definitely run it by the boss man in the astronomical chance he's not watching and listening along, which I really doubt. What? I've just been informed he's not watching the show. He's always watching the show. Okay, man, if he's not watching, maybe it's time we could try out mine and Mikey B's idea of PBKC After Dark.
And then he pops up right now. Watch.
No, yeah, he's going to pop up. He says, you do, and it's your last show. I still say that's a great idea. All right. Brian going to kick off with 9s. Not bad for under the gun.
The better Brian.
The better Brian.
The better Brian.
Right, the better Brian with 9s. Likely the better hand than the other Brian, too. We haven't got around to him yet, but the 9s look solid. Watch, Mullet Brian will probably have like pocket kings or something. Oh, he didn't even stick around. Miss Patty with 7-5 of clubs is thinking about it, and I know you got dollar bills, but I'm getting a little crazy with it now, Miss Patty. I don't much like 7-5, but after that flop, I really like it, as Miss Patty has flopped herself an open-ended straight. Oh well, a sort of open-ended straight. No, it is an open-ended straight draw. I was gonna say you wouldn't want the 9, but as long as the board doesn't pair, 9 would be harmless as well. Brian, with no overs to his 9s, feels confident betting here. Miss Patty's like, well, I got open-ended play, so, you know, I'm going to chase you a little bit. It is another 8, no help to either player. It actually hurt Miss Patty a bit. Oh, and Miss Patty, a 4 on the river, hits the straights. Ooh. Oh.
Oh, look at that. Oh, he's
and Brian did call. Oh, that was naughty. And naughty children get a spanking. Miss Patty gives him that look like, do you not see these chips? Do you not, you know? Of course I'm going to play that open-ended straight draw. Which wasn't actually open-ended after the board paired on the turn. Then it became a gut shot because a 9 would have given Brian a boat. The better Brian. Oh. Freddie offering some snacks to the other players. Evidently unaware of PBKC's rule, no sharing chips at the table.
Those weren't chips, they were pretzels.
Stop ruining my jokes. It's a sick egg. Chad with the 9s this time.
Again, geez.
Let's see if he fares any better with them. Wow, Miss Patty really showed me, huh? I was talking all that smack about her hand, and then she flopped the open-ended straight draw. It's like she heard me from the future. Be all like, I'll show that smart Alec. I'll play this and watch me win. Steven down to 62K with a suited A tray. It could be worse. It could be a lot better, too. Miss Patty doesn't like 7-6 offsuit, so she'll let it go. And Chad will win a modest pots with his pocket nines. Yes, Stevie B, we did know it was coming. I mean, I didn't know it was coming pre-flop, but as soon as that flopped, oh yeah, it's coming.
Patty still has all the chips.
Yeah, it's been a while since we saw the chip count graphic, but she's definitely got at least half of the chips in the game. Leaning closer to about 2/3, I'd say. All right, Freddie, no thanks. 6-5, 7-6, not much better. Letting it go. Joseph doesn't like Jack 5 suited. Steven's got an AK. And he's, well, there's worse hands to go all in with than an AK. Ooh, Chad's got kings, so Steven might get a bite. No. Yes. Yes, he will. You know what they say about kings? They are ace magnets, so we'll see if that holds true. Chad's kings against Steven's ace king. Well, no, but Steven picked up a straight draw.
Ace.
And now the straight draw is for Chad, but Chad does not spike a jack. So Steven, with his ace on the turn, staying alive. You can't see me right now, but I'm doing that mocking John Travolta thing from Saturday Night Fever. All right, Steven's moving up the board. But 5 of our remaining 7 players are in the danger zone. Only Freddie and, well, Patty. Well, my guesstimate was right. Patty has 58% of the chips at this moment. So she, yeah, right about that line.
She's killing it tonight.
She doesn't quite have 2/3 of it, but she's got half of it. And we're going to start with Joseph with 10-4, good buddy. Roger and out. Brian's ace-jack offsuit.
He looks right at Patty.
Yep. It's like, what's she going to run me down with this time? Because I can't fold this. So he's thinking, I need to be careful with how much I raise.
Patty with ace-10, she's in it.
Yep, ace-10. She's behind, but I've given up trying to say how bad a shape Miss Patty's in, because I'm looking at the percentages on the graphics, just like everybody at home. But you know what? It just doesn't seem to matter. Patty's only drawn to 2 cards, and it still doesn't matter. Well, not this time. Patty's gonna, well, a reverse Rickroll. She is gonna give it up. She is going to let it down. Stevie B, that's very dangerous to do in a car. I hope you don't do that for real.
He doesn't do it, Patty does it.
Okay. I'm not even sure how. It could be because I'm tall. I'm like, how would that even work? I could probably do that in the back seat. And put my feet up. You're probably too young, but Mikey B knows Police Academy. When he was teaching Hightower how to drive and he couldn't even fit in the car, he ripped out the driver's seat and sat in the back because he was like 6'10", and he drove the car just fine.
I'm too young.
Just a moment.
A little older than 12, okay? 13.
All right, to the flop they go, and wow, a couple of hooks, but nobody's gone fishing. So Patty's leading with an ace high. And probably some crazy hound knows it.
She's gonna bet it.
Yeah, we got a real solid, competitive race for second place going on right now. Here we are with the chip count again, and Miss Patty still climbing. I feel like we need to add that meme from The Simpsons on my graphics board. The one, stop, he's already dead. Seriously, the disparity between first and everybody else. I mean, I haven't seen this since, what was that, the 92 Olympics in Barcelona with the Dream Team? Everybody was competing for silver. To have Miss Patty teach me how to play with a chip lead, so that if I go back to Vegas next year and have a chip lead, I'll actually know what to do with it.
Yeah, she's holding on to that chip lead.
It just gets higher and higher. Chad's all in with his ace-7 of clubs. Freddie lets his clubs go. The not better Brian. we couldn't even see his cards.
He doesn't want us to see
No,
him.
no fault of his own. He did put the cards in the box, but the reader didn't pick the cards up for some reason. All right, everybody in the chat, tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell everybody. Hop in our chat so you can have your chance to receive our giveaway book, Mixing It Up Volume 1, Getting Started with Horse, written by Chris Wallace and Michael and Robert Mazzocchi. Gotta be in it to win it, as they say. So, to quote the wisdom of Scorpion, get over here! So Freddie with Jack 10 suited. And he shall, looks like, just call. Steven's in the big blind with fives. Not bad to wake up with fives in your big blind when you're short-ish stacked. It's not as short stacked as he was about 10 minutes ago, but still fairly short stacked. So he shoves with the fives. Puts his tournament at stake against Freddie's Jack 10 of hearts. Freddie liked it for 8K. Well, we'll see if he likes it for 128K. He does.
He likes it.
Hey, Mikey, he likes it. So it's fives.
I know that.
Fives versus Jack 10 suited, and to the flop they go, and, well, no Jack and no 10. And his flush draw is dead. Oh, and Steve hits a 5 on the turn, and, well, Freddie's hand is super dead now. So Steven went from 33K about 12 minutes ago to 268K right now.
I don't want him to put it anywhere. He can just keep it to himself.
I'm kind of okay with it.
I know you are. I know you are.
Poor Jesse's like, I don't want to hear this conversation.
Don't try this at home, kids. We're trained professionals.
I'm sorry, Jesse's gone.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
I just realized.
You want
I thought he was standing behind you or something.
No.
Though I walk
No,
to the valley of
I
call,
just
I
realized
shall
it's,
fear no callers.
Not Jesse.
No problem.
35.
Sorry.
Raise it up, 35,000.
35. You would dare
Yeah,
raise my
I just
big
figured
one.
I got a good one this go.
Wow, that's some nerve.
I have some playing chips again, so.
I have one good one,
Would
one
you like to
bad
see,
one.
Patty?
Sure.
He won't.
My favorite hand.
Oh, I had king 5 or king 4. I don't remember which.
Next time I size up, it'll be a good one.
Wow.
What?
Honestly,
You got me.
you had 2 overs on me. I had 2-3.
You had the dirty diaper?
I had the dirty
You had the
diaper.
dirty diaper.
I was like,
Oh, man.
what am I going to do?
You know the dirty diaper? Throw it in the trash.
Yeah.
It was the guy who used to play the spider.
Spider,
no, the
yeah,
dirty
but
diaper's
he plays
unsuited.
it suited.
Ah, yes, I'm sorry.
I mean, we're talking about the dirty diaper.
He
Doesn't
still
come suited,
does.
you know what I
He
mean?
still does.
remember what
He
Federer
doesn't
Holt
either.
said about this hand.
Oh yeah. Okay.
He quit playing the tournaments when they did away with annies and did the big blind ante. He hated that.
Really?
Yes. And he doesn't like the structure anymore or anything.
Seems to make the game play much better.
Oh, I had a pair.
I had 9-3. No.
I had a 3. I had 3, so I was dead.
Yeah, you were.
I'm dead.
Yeah.
I mean,
One out.
I can't shove into it. I don't know what to do with that hand.
It's tough.
What, do
You
you have kings
pretty
there?
much have to just flat call it. Hope nobody raises.
Everybody folds. Nope.
It didn't matter what he had. He could have had a 2-4. I wasn't going to
Unlikely
put any
fold
more
for me
money
there.
in.
I have pocket 3s.
Consider we were just talking about, all the small pairs hitting, and you just.
I would be the one that little rope runs short on and doesn't
Well,
happen anymore.
So far it's been keeping you alive, but
That's all it has.
is that you?
And we're back. Minor technical difficulties, certainly nothing to be alarmed about. And back to the table where Brian is looking at King Queen of Diamonds. And he's going to raise it to 23K. Miss Patty, who's just been unstoppable, playing any 2 cards at this point. For no other reason than they're all hitting. Chad with his ace-9 of diamonds. So that could be trouble for Brian. And the flop they go, and Miss Patty hits an 8 and takes the lead. It's just been that kind of night. She bets big, 40K, and Brian's flush draw is dead. He needs runners for a straight. At this point, he would just be calling just to try to hit an overcard. And he's going to let it go. And Miss Patty reveals the information. That's a little puzzling.
She's like, I own you, sir.
Oh, you're right. Oh, 2 of them. Wow. I lost.
You lost $8,000.
I don't think it matters.
Not really. Oh, it's up to me. I'm so sorry. I'm watching. Every now and then I can tell you to go to hell, but we're on live TV, so I won't.
Sounds like you just did.
25,000.
And Miss Patty, with Snowman, says, "Nah, we can't play for 8, guys. We got to play for 25." Freddie with King 10 is gonna see a flop. To the flop they go, and I was almost certain Miss Patty was gonna hit a snowman, but she didn't. She bets. Freddie folds immediately because he got none of that board. It doesn't seem fair, does it? Miss Patty's VPIP is the highest at 57%, but she's hitting everything. I mean, not everything, but quite a bit.
It's her night / day.
Yeah, I know. It's quickly turning into night. It's always night here on the show. As we just show you real quick. I mean, it always seems to be that early evening here at PBKC. But to some heads-up action between Brian and Chad.
Chad is.
Yeah,
Brian's
Brian went
in.
all in with his ace high. Freddie's got Jack 10 offsuit this time. We got Jack 10 suited earlier. Joseph a King Queen suited. Well, he's down to 47K. And there's worse to go all in with than King Queen suited. His hopes of a royal flush are dashed immediately, but just needs a, ooh. Brian was already ahead with his ace, but then he hits a 7. Ooh, but Joe hit a king, and the river is a 5. So Joseph will double up. Yeah, better Brian thought he was out. He's in. The table said, whoa, 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 slow down there, guy. Got some chips left, it would appear. So there are still 7 players. Stevie B says Patty chopped. Yeah. Get some chapstick, because it's all chapped. But Patty chopped top 2 last week, if his memory serves him well. Stevie B, would that be the same night, the bounty tournament, the Saturday, or would that be the Friday? Let us know in the chat.
She chopped last week.
Well, last week. On this one, in the bounty, you were here? You saw? Yeah. All right. Brittany covering for my inadequacies. See, I told you the boss was watching. Mikey B's like, nah, the boss ain't watching. Everything's cool. That tall Josh says this is a pretty great table. I don't know. I think it's a pretty terrifying table if you're anybody not named Patty. But Brian looks down at some suited queen 6. And it's either this hand or next hand. He's all in. So Brian may have felt he wasn't going to do any better than queen 6 suited next hand. Can't say I blame him. And we got Mikey B keeping track of the entries for our giveaway. The Poker Horse book, volume 1. All right, we can't see Brian's cards. I wonder why. Well, whatever he's got, he likes it because he bet it. Patty's going to stick around with 2 pair because why not? Brian's hand is deader than Kenny in the first 4 seasons of South Park.
What does Brian have?
Well, both Brians may be out if they're not careful. But we can't get a look at Brian's cards. But Patty is congratulating him. So Jack. Looks like Jack 9, bigger 2 pair. To Miss Patty's 9s and 7s. Jacks and 9s for Brian. And, well, not better Brian gets a massive pot. And the allegedly better Brian is taking a walk.
Yep.
So we may have to revisit which Brian is the better. So better Brian cashing out in 7th place with $572.
Good job, Brian. He's still good in our night tournament.
All right, well, I guess Miss Patty felt a little bad for the field, so she dropped that one, but now it's time to get back to work.
Yeah, it's getting a little crazy as many hands as she's winning.
All right, Joseph also chipped up a little bit, 118K. He was down to 47K a few hands ago. Brian's going to play Jack 7 suited.
I like it.
Looks like Steven's King Deuce suited checks with more than a small degree of frustration. Into the flop they go. And we've got, well, that. A flop that manages to miss everybody. An 8. Of course, and Miss Patty has an 8 because why not?
Well, Brian's
Steve's
not looking bad.
Steve's looking for a king, or I was going to say a 4, but a 4 gives Brian the higher straight, so he's definitely looking for a king. And it is a tray on the river. Miss Patty picks up a 2nd pair, 8s and trays with a 9. She is in control. She will win as long as she does not fold. Brian's going to try to buy this for reasons. But given Miss Patty's chip stack, I can't see her letting go of 2 pair.
Patty just raked
See,
the
I told
rich
you.
gets richer.
I say, yeah. I said Patty showed him a little mercy, and well, back to business as usual. See, that's the thing when you want to conquer a tournament. I mean, you just can't conquer everything right off the bat. Nobody will play with you again. So you gotta give him a little. She's being Bane right now.
Most people that come to final table.
She will poison your soul with hope, for there can be no real despair without hope.
Normally, when you see chip leader come to the table like that, it's gone within minutes.
Some people can't handle a chip stack. They get a little too aggressive, a little too feeling themselves a little too much.
Yeah.
Bite off more than they could chew, and then 2 or 3 hands later, bam, you're back into survival mode. So Brian's got king queen offsuit against Joseph's snowman.
Patty's
got 9s. We joke about it, but it's beginning to be really not fair. It's like, how? And Joseph's like, how am I supposed to handle this? And at this point of a tournament, when you're short stacked, you almost always know you're beat.
Yeah.
You're just beat. You got another player behind you. You've got the chip leader, bullying the whole table, but she's had it almost every time. And you're looking at 8s.
What do you do when the chip leader's all in and you have 8s? Yep, that's what I do.
Yeah. A lot of players don't have the discipline to lay the 8s down, and good on Joseph for that move, because even if you feel like you got a chance, I mean, if anything, Brian had a much better chance of taking that hand, but he's like, I'm not.
I wouldn't want to go
I'm
against
not
Patty right
bad.
now.
No way. Freddie with an AC-doocy, and he's going to shove with it down to 65K, so it's hard to blame him. Almost any ace is good. Well, too late to take that back. Ooh, Steven lays down the bigger ace. Even Miss Patty gets out of the way. Chad.
He's
5-4.
thrilled when Patty's not in there.
He's like, I might have a chance. So Freddie's going to take down the ante and the blinds.
You can breathe now, Freddie. Patty, out of it.
That move bought Freddie another orbit, because now he's ante and big blind, but he doesn't have to pay for it, which is always fun. All right, Brian and Steven have managed to claw their ways out of the danger zone, but Miss Patty has now gone up to 2/3 of all the chips on the table. All right, Brian doesn't like that K-tray. He's like, wow, Miss Patty's not going to play 2 suited cards. Battle of the short stacks and the blinds. Chad is going to shove with that king 8s. Freddie with 10-8 is crushed. there's not much else he can say. And the antes and blinds he just picked up, he's going to hand right back. And said, I got a free round of blinds. You can have this one, playa. And here we have it looks like Joseph, Brian, and Chad have stayed pretty much even keel. Well, Patty is just taken off like a space shuttle. She already had the chip lead when she got here, but still, man, she's approaching a low orbit.
Yeah.
And she's got some suited cards here, but, well, this could be something, too. I mean, even if Miss Patty folded all the way to heads up, she'd be heads up and have 2-1 on her opponent.
Yeah.
So there's not a lot of motivation for her to play a lot of hands or to get crazy.
Yeah, I had someone tell me if I'm chip lead like that, just get up and walk away.
Right. Well, you don't want to give your opponents any kind of
Yeah.
momentum or any life. So you should be using your chip stack to kind of bully the table,
Yeah.
but not with hands like that.
Yeah.
6-3 suited. No. Like, I have
But
a
see, my
feeling
problem is when I am chip stacked like that, I'll end up getting pocket jacks and shoving, and then someone ends up taking it, and then that's how
Yeah.
I lose all my chips.
All right, Steven under the gun with Queen 9 this time. The blinds have gone up. It is now 5K, 10K, 10K, big blind ante. So the big blind, and they come around faster when the table gets a little shorter,
Chad's all in.
and it's going to cost you 20K a round, or 20K a big blind, actually, 25K a round.
I don't-
Joe looking at ace jack. That's hard to get away from.
I think I would call right there. Because Patty's not in the hand.
Yeah. A sleeping giant. It's asleep for now, so you can kind of play a little bit. This is tough. Joseph is the shortest stack on the table,
Well,
and he was in the small blind. He just paid a round of blinds too, so it's. I guess he
Oh.
feels he can get a few free hands and maybe pick a better spot. Ace 8 versus King Queen suited, and there's the king. Kings and sevens. Brian needs an ace, and well, that's not an ace. So kings and sevens for Chad. He shall double up off of Brian. And they've essentially switched places on the leaderboard. Chad was down. Now Brian's in Chad's old spot. And Chad has shot up to third place. Stevie B, I wish it was Sunday morning. I'd love to do a Sunday morning show.
Sunday morning?
Yeah, because I work Sunday mornings, an 8-hour dealing shift. I'm like, I'll just come in, I'll do a quick show, and then I'll go home. That'd be great. Sunday morning poker. What do you think, boss? Would that be viable? Because I'd rather watch our poker stream than 6 hours of football pregame. Have a little Sunday morning stream before football. Mikey B's giving me the stink eye. He's like, for the love of God, because he'll make me do that show, and I will. All right, Patty with the Kennel Club hand, and she's gonna play it because we like Patty. And she's like, this place is good to me. I'm getting all these monster hands and this chip stack. Why don't I give the Kennel Club hand a spin? Joseph will play along with Queen Jack.
So we'd be heartbroken right now if she just mucked her hand.
No, she played it. And here comes Steven with King 10 suited. And says, let's play for all the chips. And Patty's like, no. 10K to 217K, well.
Deeply wounded, but yet I've survived.
All right, while we have a change of dealer, let's remind all the viewing audience about Camp Rusty Dog Retreats, located right here on the PBKC property. It is a doggy day camp that offers the perfect combination of outside adventures and cozy indoor cabin time. Camp Rusty is designed to provide safe and healthy interactions between staff and your pets. Listen to everything they got. They're located right here on our property, which everybody knows is conveniently located across the street from Palm Beach International Airport. They have cozy private cabins and indoor climate-controlled rooms. I don't even have that at my house. They've got play areas with natural and synthetic grass, jungle gyms, splash pools, shade, and fans. And when you leave your pet here with us at Camp Rusty, they'll set up webcams so you can watch all the fun your pet is having during their stay. Give them a call at 561-640-7856 or head over to camprusty.com. Back to the action. Joseph's all in with pocket fives and says, come get my 55K, fellas. Or, in more likelihood, Miss Patty.
We have a call.
Yep. Brian is going to play an A7. He's got 2 overs. Steven.
Oh my. Patty with pocket five.
He's having some feelings here. Yeah, as he
Patty
folds that.
has
And Miss Patty
fives.
has pocket fives as well.
That's awesome.
Clash of the Titans.
Steph.
And here's Steffi Mo. About an hour late after seeing the deuces. Into
Look
the
at that
flop they go.
8-4.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. A 7. 7 for a straight for both players to chop it. No. And the river card is. I can't see the river. What's the river?
A jack.
A jack. Okay, so Joseph will technically chip up. He and Miss Patty will split Brian's portion of that pot. Fives versus fives. I saw that earlier, Jacks versus Jacks. And the guy's like, let's just take our money back and go without even letting me run it. And I'm like, guys, I have to run it. 3 clubs on the flop. And the guy that said, let's just take it back, didn't have the club. And he's like, don't you do it. I'm like, hey, you put this on yourself, man, when you tried to
That's funny.
have me skip the run out. I'm like, the club didn't come. And he's like, oh, thank God. I said, uh-huh. Let that be a lesson to you. Let the dealer do the run out. All right, Freddie's all in with Queen 10 for 90K. We couldn't get Joseph's cards, but they probably weren't very good, given the way he threw them in. This is like the 8th time in the last 20 minutes Brian has had ace-7. And I was about to say, and he still doesn't know what to do with it, but apparently he does that. He is all in. Equally tough spot. I mean, Queen Jack is a suited. That's decent at a short table. And he's going to go all in as well. Miss Patty. Wow, that was a fast fold. Was that 5 deuce I
That
saw?
was 5
okay,
deuce.
because it was there and then it was gone. It was very fast. So a 3-way all in. Freddie's. Oh, I have to call shenanigans on the card reader. That is King Queen, not Queen 10. Steven's hand is correct. And it looks like Brian's hand is correct as well.
Steven gets a flush.
Doing the happy dance. Flops a flush draw, catches the 7 of clubs on the river for the flush. And it's a double kill. We are now down to 5 players. Or did I speak too soon? Hang on, gotta verify.
4 players.
They need to flip that graphic as Brian had Freddie covered. So Brian should be getting 5th place money and Freddie should be getting 6th place money. Because that's the criteria when 2 players go out at the same time. Whoever had more chips before the hand started gets the higher amount. So flip that. Brian is going home with $954 and Freddie is going home with $713. So even when I'm not dealing, I'm trying to be the dealer, please. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Okay, so Joseph, who's pretty much had 80K this entire game, has just lied low and gotten at least 4th place money.
Yeah.
It's very impressive. Sometimes it's not all about the big moves. Sometimes it's knowing just how to keep your head down and survive.
Patty with another hand.
King 10 suited.
She's a winner.
Yep. CVB, Miss Patty is a very nice person. In fact, she came to us before the show and said, Don't make fun of me.
She
Be
says be
nice. And
nice.
like we'd ever make fun of her or be mean to Miss Patty. But I will tell you right now,
She is
there
so
is
sweet.
not a snowball's chance in hell she chops heads up with that kind of chip lead.
I don't know.
Zero.
It's Patty. I think
Zero.
she would. I really think
Absolutely
she would.
not. I'll
She
bet.
is the sweetest lady
I
ever.
will bet my whole week's paycheck it's not happening.
Okay.
Now, if some moves happen and she loses some chips and other players chip up and they're fairly close, yeah, obviously.
I'm not saying like an even chop. I think she would do a chop.
Oh, a chop, but
No one said an even chop.
Well, I was going to say, that's what I thought was implied. An even chop, like, no, there's zero chance. Joseph, he's got himself the top pair and a straight flush draw. And he's like, come get my 57K if you can. Hauling that gargantuan cranium about. I mean, when they showed the graphic of Miss Patty with 66% of the chips, and that's for the whole table, it's like, no. I have to do like those old martial arts movies from the 70s that Quentin Tarantino's always referencing. Just look at him with disgust and say, die with honor. No chop. Patty with pocket pair. Steven's got 4 deuce in the small blind, and it's the small blind. So Patty's like, well, try not to take this whooping personally, but I'm going to raise you about 8x with pocket sixes, and you're going to fold. And then that's what happened. But lost in the dominance and just force of nature that is Miss Patty in this game. Can I just say how impressed I've been with Steven's survivability? Because he came in with like 4 chips to this final table. And he's got a decent stack now and is solidly in second. Miss Patty raised to 45K. She has her cards in the box, but we have no idea what she has. And at this point I have to wonder, does it even matter? There could be 9 deuce under there. And it will not. No, the card reader had it late. She had king, queen offsuit. Pimp Namehawk says, I respect a person's weasel game more than anything else at a final table. Well, yeah, our graphics don't keep track of the bounties, but with that chip stack, I have to think Miss Patty's got a nice collection of bounties over the course of the tournament today. All right, the 2 smaller stacks, Joseph and Chad, both with a king. Chad's Jack High is playing for now. Looking at Chad and Joseph, I mean, this is shaping up to be a Steven versus Patty final table. But anyone can go on a heater. So stay tuned. And not just because we're giving away Getting Started with Horse Volume 1. So stay tuned and stick with us here on the show for your chance to win. Patty with the Kennel Club hand and raising with it. Respect. Steven's actually got the better hand with ace-9. And he is going to challenge the queen for her throne.
Oh.
And boy, howdy, is he going to regret that move. And Patty's like, well, I just flop top pair. No big, 45K to play.
I'm telling you, stay out of Patty's way, guys.
I mean, and Steven limped, and then she raised. I'm like, that was your clue to get out of the way, but she was actually being nice to you.
Yeah.
And I talked earlier about how Steven had such a low chip stack at the start and really fought his way up to second, up to 286K. And he had about 40K when he's at least after that first hand.
Yeah.
I mean, we can go back to the sheets to get his exact starting stack, but it wasn't much. Steve, yeah, 63K. So yeah, he's chipped up almost 5x. With Patty's reign of destruction, and speaking of which, she just flopped the middle pair. Steve's going to try to bluff at this for reasons. I tell everybody I deal to, they're like, oh, can you figure out why this player did that? I'm like, I gave up trying to understand players a long time ago. And yes, Miss Patty is very nice, everybody. Because if it had been me and I was hitting like she was and somebody tried to bluff me, I would have just straight up laughed at his face. Like, have you not seen the game? Why would you try such a thing?
Everyone's going to come back and watch and see how many hands she was really
Right, they're
getting
like,
and be
oh, she was pushing people
wow.
around with the stack. She couldn't have had it that many times. Yes, she's had it that many times. All right, Steven's got suited connectors, which are pretty sweet. And Patty's just got a piddly 5-3. Right, the sensible poker move is the fold there, of course, but part of me wanted her to call and just hit something stupid,
Yeah,
like 3-3
like
deuce on the flop. Just out of nowhere. Oh, and 2 hearts to give Steven hope. All right. Oh, there we go. The card reader was late. I was like, do we not get to see their hands? And wow, Chad looks at 4 low and outside pitches and draws a walk. He's on his way to first base with those antes and blinds. Like I said, we really haven't seen him get tangled up in anything. He's just kind of sitting there chilling with his little Valvoline hat and just he's almost invisible. I mean, he's like Drax in Infinity War. He's so still. He becomes imperceptible to the eye.
Patty with ace-3.
Ace-3. Well, it's not great, but it's better than a lot of
It's
these
the
hands they're
best
showing.
hand
Yeah,
we're
the hands are
seeing.
7 deuce and 5-4 offsuit. Yeah. The 8 trays. And Steven's like, if this was poker after dark, I'd so call you with my 7 deuce.
1.5 mil.
Up to 74%. Miss Patty is just shy of 3/4 of all the chips in the game. The first time we saw this graphic, she had 58%. And you'd think that would go down as the players would go down and chips get moved around. No, it has increased. This is some straight hedge fund management pre-GameStop going on right here. There's
We've been seeing Jack-6 a lot in pocket 9s.
I mean, right here, Steven has Patty crushed. And
Right
Patty's
here.
almost like, yes, walk
She's like,
into
"Watch."
my lair, you unsuspecting man, you.
No,
And Steven's still ahead, but man, Miss Patty has some outs.
she's got the
Snap
money out
calls.
before he
Snap
did.
calls his 20K bet. There's a 7. Patty has 17 outs. Now, mind you, most of these outs are chop outs for the up and down straight, because Steven has a 6 as well. But there's also the club draw. And there's one of the outs now. Miss Patty catches it, raise, call, Get to the chopper with the 8 high straight. And that might be frustrating to some players in that situation, trying to take on, you know, a juggernaut like that. But as soon as he saw Miss Patty's hand, I saw him breathe a little sigh of relief. He was like,
Yeah.
because he knew that club draw was there at the flop, and he could have just got decimated. That would have been a big, and Patty might have 90% of the chips after that hand instead of just 74.
Yeah.
All right, just shy of 1,300 for 4th place money. And now the action's on Joseph with 10-8 suited and only 72K. He's going to be big blind and Annie next hand. But I guess he figures he can do better than that. Yes, Stevie B, we knew that too. I mean, Steven verbalized 20K, and before he can even get the chips out, Patty's like, bam,
Yeah.
got you.
Oh, Chad with ace king suited all in.
Well, Chad's going to go. I mean, ace king suited. You know, he's second short stack, and Steven's going to call pretty well behind. He's going to need some luck here. And, well, nope, the flush draw is dead. He needs a queen, and he doesn't get it. So Chad's going to double up through Steve. Which is bad news for Steve. We talked about just a little bit ago about chips being passed around. But Patty's not giving any of them up. They're all going between the... And Steve was solid in second place. Now he's down to third.
Joseph needs to make some moves.
Chad is out of the danger zone for now. But Joseph has 20K of his 72K committed already. So he's got about a quarter of his chips in their blind. So even if it's something like 10-3, he's going to have to do something with it.
Yeah.
Luckily, Miss Patty folds. Chad only has 10-7. Joseph with 10 deuce. Let's see what he can do with Doyle in desperation mode. He does spike a 10, but that's actually bad news for him because Chad has 10-7. Staring down a 15K bet with only 52K left, and you have the top pair. Surprising no one, he goes all in. And he needs to catch a deuce. Or 10s and 5s, a high card for a chop. Another 5. 5's full of 10s. Joseph hanging in there with that last tiny fingernail off the side of the cliff, just refusing to let go. And says, no, with my tiny stack, 1,300 is not enough. I want to go up the ladder.
I think we're chipping up. Might be going on
Yeah,
a
color
break.
up that probably should have been done about 30 minutes ago.
We're
for
going
Miss
on
Patty.
break now.
Oh, is that break time?
It looks like it.
Yeah. So 15-minute break. Nope, I'm looking at the wrong clock. I was looking at the night tournament clock for answers. I'm like, no. I said, when did it turn green? I'm like, oh, it didn't. It's the night tournament. The day tournament clock is orange, I believe. Yeah, and in CVB, even though it didn't get Joseph as many chips as he would have liked, to be like, wow, a deuce on the river. That running 5s, nobody saw that coming. Not even Mikey B with his wondrous, unexplained, time-bending abilities couldn't have seen it coming. He'd have been like, dude, what? I called a deuce. What the hell is that 5? All right, so as long as it's break time.
There's still time to get in.
Give
for
me a
the book.
moment. Okay. So, back to live action, or live break action. And this just in, I forgot that it was the 25th. And you know what that means? It means that tomorrow is the 26th. And while that may not carry much meaning by itself, it is the last Sunday of the month, and that means the PBKC Trading Card Show is tomorrow.
Ooh, fun.
The doors open at 10 a.m. And we're going to have all the usual fun things, including all the trading cards, memorabilia. Dealers from all over are going to be in. They're going to have all sorts of merchandise from all the different sports. They've got hockey, they've got football, baseball, anything you can think of. You can probably find it at the PBKC Trading Card and Memorabilia Show. And it'll be up here in the tournament room at PBKC. They have raffles, drink specials. I got it. I just lost track of the button. I couldn't find it for a second. I'm like, oh, there it is. All right, so that was our trading card show. It is held the final Sunday every month. And tomorrow being June 26th, make sure you swing by. Yes, I misspoke earlier. It is actually 9 a.m., not 10 a.m. The admission is free. There are door prizes, great food, full bars, free parking, of course. And during football season, we do have the NFL Sunday ticket package. Obviously, we don't have, but we will have all of your favorite sports as they can be seen. The Stanley Cup Finals are on now, and my team's not in it, so you may have noticed I don't talk about that much. But for some reason, if you can stomach Tampa Bay and slightly less nauseating Colorado Avalanche, they will play Game 6 tomorrow night. Go not Tampa. Right.
Patty Stack still looks huge, even after the color up.
Yeah, she appears to be in denial about the whole break thing. She's like, no, I have these chips, and there's the cards right there. Where's everybody going?
She's ready.
Don't worry, Miss Patty. They haven't taken their red ball and gone home. They just have to mentally prepare themselves for... I mean, this is that part in Endgame where Captain America gets his butt kicked, and just the total onslaught of just all this stuff, except no magic portals with hundreds of heroes are coming to back him up. It's like, no, it is really just you against all that, so good luck.
Tampa going for its third title in a row, I heard.
Yeah, and everybody hates them, and everybody wants them to lose tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
And if they don't lose tomorrow, then they will again be hoping for them to lose on Tuesday.
Excited to see if anyone can make a dent in Patty's stack. I don't think so. I don't think it's going to happen.
It's hard to put a dent in a 100% stack, which if they don't shop, I'm fairly certain Patty's going to have before the festivities tonight are through. As a joke, a friend of mine put up in my Facebook feed a map of the world. It said, who is rooting for which team in the Stanley Cup final? There was a tiny blue speck over the greater Tampa Bay area that indicated the Lightning, because their color is blue, and then the whole rest of the planet had a giant Colorado Avalanche logo. Okay. All right, everybody. Before we get back to the live poker action, we are going to have the drawing for... Hang on a second, I lost the button. There, now I found the button. Mixing It Up Volume 1, getting started with Horse Poker, written by Chris Fox-Wallace with Peter and Robert Mazzocchi. And the winner is... Miss Brittany, give me a drum roll. A Pimp Named Hawk Congratulations, a pimp named Hawk. You are the winner of our drawing. So preferably if you're still in the chat, Mikey B is, well, he's not talking to me, but he's working on some kind of logistical information, a way to get your information. Not sure putting it in the stream chat's a good idea. But I'm just told they will reach out to you, a pimp named Hawk, on Twitch to get all the pertinent information so we can get that book shipped out to you. Congratulations. May it improve your horse game or start your horse game. Like with me, because just I take one look at Raz and I'm scared. All right, back to the live action. And Miss Patty, of course she flops a pair. Why would she flop a pair?
It's no surprise.
Steven is on a gut shot straight draw, and he says, you know what? I had enough of these shenanigans. You can have it.
They're grinding. 4 big blinds.
Yep, 4 big blinds for Joseph. The blinds have gone up. It is now 10-15 with a 15 big blind. So Joseph, he's in for half his stack in 2 hands. Ready or not.
Here I come.
So he has been hanging on. Like, I haven't seen a hanger-on like him in some time. However, the problem with just hanging on and never chipping up, the blinds will get you
They will.
eventually. Steven now at Jack 7. Patty with King Deuce suited says, no, we don't do this limping thing. If you want to see a hand, you have to pay. And that's the correct way to play a big stack. It's not that you can't be beat or your hands are so awesome. It's just you have to make them pay. I said you're going to have to risk a sizable percentage just to see a flop against me. It's like you can't let your competitors limp and then flop and then see hands, because that's how you get chipped down. All right, so Joseph with Queen 6 suited. He figures he's not going to do better next hand, so it's only a 4x raise to the big blind, so it's not even that intimidating. Steven's got an ace. And 4-handed aces are normally good, but when you got Patty right behind you, and Patty is in an unfamiliar position, dominated. Her Queen 5 trails the Queen 6 suited by a bunch. But she's going to bet Chad out of it. And it's Queen 6 suited versus Queen 5 offsuit. Well, we did have runner 5s earlier. Miss Patty could certainly use some of those. And nope, flops no help, turns no help. And the river also, wait, runner, big frickin' help. It's deuces with Queen 10-9. And it made the kickers. It took the kickers out of play for the chop. Even straight dominated, Miss Patty can't lose. I mean, Joseph was so excited. He's like, I'm finally going to chip up. Yeah. No. The board paired. Oh. And now Joseph is the big blind, and he's in for half his stack. Just with whatever that is. I don't think he's looked yet. All right, now this just 3-handed. Any face card is worth a flop. So Miss Patty's going to limp with Queen 8. Chad is also going to limp with a king. And we finally get a look at Joseph's hand. 10-9. Not terrible. Well, it's terrible now. Actually, no, Joseph, well, he could catch an 8 for a straight. But Chad flopped the top pair. And he's going to bet like it. Joseph's going to try to keep hanging on. Yeah, Miss Patty, even if she catches a queen, she's still behind. She'd need runners.
I've seen her get runner before.
Well, so we just saw it.
A few times.
Runner for a chop. First turn to pair the board, and then the runner to.
Well, she could have hit runner straight.
That's what I mean. She needed a runner no matter what.
Yeah.
I mean, runner straight or Queen 8. you know, to make 2 pair. She needed runners. She didn't even have the first one. And she needed 2. All right, suited connectors from Miss Patty this time. Like I said, come on, it's worth a limp, at least. Steven with 2 ladies at the same time. That hand makes me miss college. And doesn't shove with only 100K, just makes it 50. And Miss Patty's like, no. See, that tells me he's got it a lot more than a shove, because a shove could be anything. You know, because he was the big blind, and he had to put in 30K. But a min raise, that tells me you got something lethal.
2 big blinds left, Joseph has.
Well, 1.5.
1.5?
He's got 35K. A big blind is 30K, essentially, 15-15. Then he's got half a small blind after that if he doesn't win. King 4. Yeah. All right, he's on Patty's big blind. It's only 20K to call, so pretty much any 2 cards. Jack 6 suited against Joseph King 4.
We have someone rooting for Chad.
The turn. Oh, 4s all day. Miss Patty flops her Jack. Oh, and Joseph with only 60K hits quads.
Look how happy he is.
Oh, I would be absolutely miserable. Finally hit something, and you only have 60K. And the chip leader is in it as your opponent. I'm sure Joseph's like, where was that when I had 150K?
Yeah.
Where the flip was that when I had 150K? IK Creamer with Go Chad. So Chad's got a bit of a cheering section here. Okay, see, now Steven has the far superior hand to Patty here, but goes all in. He's not playing around.
Deuces, where's Steph?
Oh, where's Steph? Steph would play this, but Chad is not Steph. So Chad is doing the, smart thing. Oh, I spoke too soon. Maybe he's not going to do the smart thing.
The smart thing is to do whatever he wants to do.
The smart thing to do is fold.
Never fold the deuces.
Fold those two. There you go. Thank you, Chad.
Chad, I believed in you.
Miss Brittany and Steffi Mo may not like that move, but that is the correct move, Chad, and don't ever let anyone tell you different. Deuces. Give me a break.
What's your favorite hand?
The winning hand. I don't get married to hands. It's whatever gets me the chips.
I don't get married to hands.
A lot of players do. They said, this is my
I just
hand, and they
haven't
say
seen a
something
hand
like
I don't like.
suited king queen or some like, whatever, and they're like, that's my hand. I'm like, I don't have a hand.
I have a hand.
Whatever gets me them chips.
I hear Steph yelling, call, call, call from here. I hear it too.
Joseph with an AK against 4s.
Oh, Patty.
And this isn't just the short stack making a move. I mean, 4s versus AK, this is a classic battle. To the flop they go. Oh, Miss Patty again flops a card to a set. And then running 9s. Oh, the reverse of what just happened. Because Joseph did it to her a few hands ago, and then Miss Patty.
But did you think she wasn't going to hit her 4? I knew she was going to hit it.
Well, it didn't happen last time.
I felt it.
So Joseph, a valiant, incredible effort, survived like 8 all-ins. One of them including a runner for a chop when he was dead and buried. And he got runner for a chop to stay in it. He walks out with $1,297. Good on him. I legit had him toe tagged the second he sat down. And I'm like, well, he's gonna be the first to go, and well, he got to 4th place. All right, so
6.
Steven and Chad. Well, it looked like they were going to do battle, but
It did look like it.
Steven bet him out. Miss Patty was content to sit and just watch.
Oh, they both have 14.
They're both in the danger zone.
They have the same amount of chips.
Yes, the graphic says 14 big blinds, but we know better. With the big blind ante, it is really 7 big blinds, and they keep saying in tournament the button comes around faster and faster, and well, it's 3-handed. So Miss Patty's opponents only have 7 big blinds in reality, and you're big blind every 3rd hand. So this is going to put a lot of pressure on Chad and Steve. Miss Patty can pretty much just wait for good hands, and that looks like a pretty good flop. There we go. Now we go for the close-up. Miss Patty flopped an open-ended straight draw, and now she's got the higher pair. We can't see the river card. Oh, the river card was a 10. Okay.
I didn't see the jack, I saw the 7.
And that gave Chad the win. But, hey, that's the great thing about being 3-handed with 3/4 of the chips. You don't have to win every time. And this is what we were talking about on 30K blind for our shortest stack. Miss Patty's like, nope, you two can fight some more.
Yeah, take each other out.
And even if they do, even if they take each other out, Miss Patty will still have a 3-to-1 chip advantage at heads up. 3, so Chad's leading with his 3. River's a queen. Steven takes it on the river with a pair of queens. And he'll throw out a modest bet that just screams I have an overcard, which Chad does not call. Yes, CDB, I could hear Steph yelling that as well. If she was on the show with us here today, she'd have been like, how do you not play that? She feels about deuces the way the rest of us on the show feel about K9. How do you not play K9? It's awesome. It's Kennel Club band. It's the best. You should play it all the time. Yeah, CBB, if she's in it, it's going to be hard to just shove her off. And again, Steven verbalizes his action, and Miss Patty has her chips out before he does. To the flop they go, and, well, Miss Patty is, well, she's behind, to say the least, on this flop. Ooh, but a big bet, and Steven folds. But again, when both players just absolutely miss the flop, and you've got a stack like that, it's easy to bet your opponent out. Micro says Chad looks cool. Well, don't all Chads? Isn't that the joke on the internet? Like, that guy's a Chad. They're always like this really, you know.
Look, Steph's yelling call for
he's
those
really cool,
deuces.
like dude bros.
We're cheering your deuces on, Steph. Don't worry.
No, we are not. Chad with diamonds against Patty's 9 deuce. Oh, and
Look
2
at that.
deuces. This is getting
Do you see
ridiculous.
that? Way to make an appearance, Steph.
Oh, just checking it. Doesn't want to scare him away, and makes it into quads. Miss Patty puts out a modest bet, and Chad's like, I have absolutely nothing. I've got 3 deuces on the board with an ace queen. I can't even call him in bet, which is smart.
We're just gonna keep rubbing the deuces in your face, okay?
Yeah, it won 1 time. And it wasn't even pocket deuces, so technically it shouldn't even count.
Listen, there was 4 of them.
Patty with a Nintendo. Oh, she's not going to play the Nintendo hand? Oh, she's not playing with power. No.
See, calm down, Matt.
No, it doesn't count. She had she had a deuce.
It
And
counts.
3 deuces came on the board. No,
Steph, it counts.
it doesn't count. All right, Chad put his cards in the box, but we still can't see them.
Patty is on fire all night.
But he didn't like it, so against Steven's ace. Yeah, Miss Patty's run tonight, it's been nothing short of amazing. And I'm just like, why? Why couldn't I run like that at the WSOP a couple weeks ago? Even if I only had like one great run, like in my whole life, that's where I would have wanted it.
You're welcome, Steph. We miss you.
Everybody and Miss Patty was like, "Be nice to me." It's all like, you, what? You don't need nice when you're crushing the table like this.
Oh, look, Patty won with 8-4.
8-4, right?
My hand.
It's not fair. Know what I'm winning with 8-4? A good game as I get knocked out. That's what I'm getting. All right, action on Steve with 6 deuce. Ugh. Yeah, he's kind of making the yuck face, and I can't blame him. Because I'd look down at that as the shortest stack 3-way, and I'd be like, ugh. I don't like that. This Patty's 9-4 against Chad's 9-7. Let me guess, 4 on the flop. Wow, that's the first time I've ever bent time. Where's Mikey B? I bent time, first time ever. He's been doing it for months, and I've been trying. All in and flops a 9 and a 4. Redonkulous. And here's Steve, like, I legit folded and got stomped my way to second place.
So Chad will be taking $1,781 home.
$1,781. Not a bad day's work, Chad. Nothing to hang your head about. Miss Patty's been a frickin' juggernaut all game. All right, so I believe it was Stevie B who posted this this what if. Will she be nice enough to chop? And I said, not a chance in hell. I believe were my exact words. And look, they're playing. And Miss Patty is a very nice person. But look at her chip stack and look at his. 0 chance she's chopping. None. She's going to pull an Ivan Drago and say, I must break you. Miss Patty's, I thought she was going to play the 7-4 clubs against the 10-9 of clubs and just go 4-4-4 on the flop and just decimate. But it was not to be. Oh, you are just in time for, well, normally I'd call this heads up, but I don't know what to call this.
It is heads up.
Is it though?
I'm not falling into the trap. I'm literally like, you got me 9
All right, I'd really like the chip stack graphic. I'm fairly certain. Oh, here it is. My guess was 80%. 89%. 89%, which means 11%. So Miss Patty has him just shy of 10-1 in chips. King deuce for Steven versus 5 deuce for Patty. And we haven't had that many hands heads up, but Steven's had the better hand every time.
But he has
And when it's 2 players, it doesn't stay that way forever. Miss Patty's gonna get a hand. It's just a matter of time, which is probably why she's folding everything and being so patient. And she's like, I'll get a hand. It's going to happen. All right, Steven's all in. We can't. He did put his cards in the box, to be fair, but we don't know what he has. Miss Patty has a queen 4 offsuit. Oh, you don't have to watch the video. I mean, we would like you to watch the video, Arselva, but just spoiler alert, Patty wins a lot. All right, Patty still hasn't played a hand with Steve yet.
He's being aggressive, heads up.
He can't do anything else. I mean, when you're that low, and you're looking at that chip stack that you have to conquer.
Well, that's a lot.
No,
a lot of people don't
the time
play
for patience
heads up.
is over.
A lot of people don't play heads up, so they don't know how to play heads up.
Patty's being very disciplined. She's just really card dead since knocking out Chad. I think that queen 4 was the best hand she's had. 10-3, and she's going to be aggressive with it. Steven's got queen 9. That's pretty good, actually. Heads up.
Yeah.
It ain't much on a full table, but heads up, it's pretty good. So to the flop we go. Queen 9 versus 10 tray. And Steven hits a 9. All in, and Patty's like, meh. She's not going to try to suck out a 10 on him. Steffi Moses quads with a deuce. Oh, that wasn't even, I don't think that was the best run
It
out.
was.
No, I don't think. I think runner 5s when Joseph was dead for the chop because it put the set on the board and they both had the 1 card full house and he was crushed. I think that was the best run. That will get my vote for best run out of the day because that was phenomenal. Just seriously, chef's kiss. Mwah. Because Chad was so sure he got a knockout and scored another bounty and did runner 5s. Nope, it's a chop. Finally, Miss Patty gets an ace. She bets like it, and she wins her first heads up pot. And to be fair, Steven's playing it the right way. You can't just sit back and wait when it's like that. You have to be aggressive. You have to go after it. And Miss Patty had been pretty card dead. She just really hasn't had anything to call him with until that hand. Oh, Miss Patty's got the hockey sticks. Steven's got an ace 4 suited. It's pretty good. Miss Patty lets out a bet. Big bet. The biggest bet, in fact, all in.
Yep, call.
So we're going to have ace 4 against Patty's hockey sticks. Just for fun, ace A7. Oh, the pain. See, I told you.
She's not on her
Yeah, I know.
right
She
now.
doesn't have the 4 this time. All right, Steven needs an ace or a 4. A 4! Oh! Down to his last card and only 4 outs. Steven hits a 4 and doubles up. To be honest, for reasons beyond the audience, I really thought it was over right there. But it was not. Steven catches his 4. So let's see, 575K versus Miss Patty. Okay, Miss Patty's chip stack advantage is now down to 3-1. So she still has a pretty big advantage. But when heads up started, she had an 8-1 advantage. Now it is only 3-1. That being said, 3-1 is still pretty big.
It is.
And nowhere near over. And as nice as she is, I don't think she'll be in chop mode discussion, even a possibility, until 2-1. At 2-1, maybe she thinks about it. But
2 to 1.
3 to 1? Nah. They're still playing.
I think she would do it if someone brought it up.
I think if she loses another big pot and it gets about to that 2 to 1 ratio, like, yeah, we'll probably talk. If she loses another 300K or so to Steven, then we'd probably get in that range.
Are they asking for a timeout?
I don't know. I mean, I know what that signal means in hockey. It means interference. But
I think they're asking for a timeout. Maybe they need to use the little girl's room.
Well, I'm actually rather disturbed at the prospect of Steven using the little girl's room. But,
Well,
I mean, it's a possibility.
Steven's still there, so I don't think he's using the little girl's room. Maybe they need a drink of water.
See if I can listen in.
Ordering cocktails.
I don't think so either, Steven. Steven was just asking, what would an even chop be? I'm like, well, a dream. Unattainable is what an even chop would be at this point. Well, Stevie B, I have no control over that. And at this point, a chip chop. I mean, at 3 to 1 in chips. I mean, it wouldn't be much more. It would only be slightly more for Steven than actual second place money if they just played.
You think he'll ask for a chip chop when she comes back?
We shall see, as the Germans say. Uh-oh, it would appear Miss Brittany has some fans.
I don't know my schedule until that week, but it's mostly Saturdays.
Yes, it's a new schedule every week, and we've got a crew, and everybody in the crew is doing something different on different days. So none of us know from day to day who's going to work when. This is my first week actually doing more than one show.
Yeah.
In a while, they got me down to once a week. I used to be on every show. Then it was down to once a week, which was nice. But they're like, nah, we need you Thursday and Saturday. Yeah, the dealer's wondering. He's like, where did they go? They're like, I mean, if they chop, if they play, you know, it's just where'd you go? Let me know something.
Patty might consider the way Steve is coming back. Yeah, I think
Well,
she would
it was
consider.
one all in. That I wouldn't call that a comeback quite yet. Like I said, if Steve gets another big pot out of her and they get around that 2 to 1, 1.5 to 1 kind of ratio, then yes, absolutely. You chop right there. But no, at 3 to 1, it's still too early. Why, thank you, Stevie B. That's flat out ask. You want to chop? Flat out, no. Like chop. They're like, nope. Actually, 3 to 1. Steve is shortchanging himself a little bit.
So she's asking for a chip chop, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, which is probably why Steve would say no to a chip chop, because she's got him still a bit massive lead. it would only be like, I think, $100 more than actual second place. And that's, that wouldn't be a good deal for Steve. That's a good hand for Steve, though. Pocket
But
tens.
she did offer a chop. You saw
A
that,
chip
right?
chop.
Still a chop.
I know, but he said, well, like a chop, like an even chop. And she was immediately no. And Miss Patty's going to play with that 8-7 suited. It's roughly a 4-1 underdog to the tens. But a big club draw. And Miss Patty with the club draw.
8 outs.
All right, tens versus the club draw, the turn, a queen of hearts. Miss Patty needs a club. And that's not a club, that is an ace. So Steve is going to double up again. And he's going to take a slight lead. That back-to-back double ups.
What a lead in. I don't think he's going to have her covered.
Yes, he's going to have her just barely. He's just going to have just over 1.1 million chips. Miss Patty's going to be slightly under 1 million. Yeah, she's got him in red. He's got her in yellow. So, yeah, he's going to be about 100K and a little change ahead. But a 15K, yeah, 1.1 versus 920.
Okay.
Well, that's after the ante, so she really has 950.
She'll get him back.
Miss Patty with another club draw, but this time 9-4. See, immediately after that double up, an even chop would have been A-okay. Yeah, I think if Steven asked again, she would take it immediately. And would be wise to do so. All right, and what are we getting this time? It's Steven's Jack 10 against Patty's King 5 suited. They're both suited. Patty's got the higher high card.
King on the flop.
To the flop they go.
Nope.
All spades.
Wow.
They've both got a straight draw. Miss Patty just thinks she wants to see a 7, but she doesn't. A 6 on the turn. So Miss Patty's King High is leading. Steve needs a Jack, a 10, or a 7.
There she goes.
And being aggressive with it. And with the updated chip count, that now gives Miss Patty the slight lead. But they're very close.
They are.
But no matter how it turns out, you got to give props to Steven, who is down 8-1 in chips when heads up started.
Started from the bottom, now he's here.
Yep. Uh-oh, and Steve offers the deal again. Now the equity's there. They're even in chips, essentially. When it was 8-1, no. When it was 3-1, no. Even?
I guess.
An enthusiastic agreement to chop, I guess. Steve is short selling himself again. He's actually only about 25K behind. Yeah, we're going to get exact counts here. All right, it looks like they took the chop. Looks like
Shout out to
All right. Looks like that was indeed an even chop. Roughly 3,300 each. Rian Man says that was an increase in chip count, not dollars. Yes. Yes, the increase in making over a little 600K. What was the chop amount? About 3,300 each. SCL 7855.
AKA
Yes, and
Uncle
CVB
Scott.
quoting the wisdom of Hudson from Aliens. Game over, man. Game over. All right, so with Steven and Miss Patty chopping an even chop, 3,300 to each player. They were right at the million chip mark. Steven's like 990K, and then Miss Patty had just like 1,050,000. It looked like.
Yeah.
So very close in chip, 2% difference. So an even chop is fair. And Steven, I mean, if he wanted to push it, like I said, he came back from 8-1 to tie it. So who knows how it would have gone if they kept going. But they did need the exact chip count just for points.
Yeah.
So Patty is going to get first place points in the Player of the Month standings. And Steven's going to get second. But they're going to chop the money. So $3,300. Not bad for a day's work. Hey, Ms. Brittany?
Not bad at all.
All right, that's going to wrap it up for us here. Big shout-outs to our production crew, which was Gene. You were saying? Gene?
Mikey.
What else? Mikey, yes. Running pretty much everything down here,
Brent.
including the contest and the giveaway. And Brent and Gene up in the booth. They always do a great job for us. And remember to tune in for our next broadcast, which will be our big Thursday cash game. We do not know who will be bringing you that game, but the smart money is on, me. Could be Mikey B with me, could be Ernest, but usually it's me on Thursdays. But you never know. Tune in to find out. Thanks so much, everybody, for tuning in. And look for us on our next broadcast on Thursday. And for everybody here at PBKC, have a good night.
Good night.